Hey everybody, Charlie Niner 2 here, and welcome back to Pentiment. We last left off, we're still exploring around the priory, and we just made our way to the cellar to talk to Brother Voslav. He seems to be the head cook, so let's keep talking to him. How's living with the Gertners? It's great, they're a lovely family. Good, we get along well enough. Well, if it's a room in a peasant home, so I can't expect much. No, we're not going to be condescending assholes. We're going to be rapscallions who dabble in the occult and use logic to outwit our foes. It's great, they're a lovely family. Good, we get along well enough. Let's say it's great, we're trying to blend in, right? We don't want to draw attention to ourselves as we're a rapscallion. Clara's a good woman, but she looks after Big Jorg and Eva like they were her own. They're both almost fully grown. True, I suppose it's less than they need, looking after more than she cares to. Little Ursula's in good hands. Anyway, if I don't see you around the Abbey later, maybe I'll see you in Tassine tomorrow. Until then. Okay. Just gonna grab this sausage here. No? Thought that's what you wanted. Okay, let's keep going. Bad joke. We'll keep going. Large garden. Animal pens. Let's check out the animals. The Danimals. What's up here? Pilgrim badges of St. Moritz. Andres makes these. I thought I clicked it. Apparently I didn't. Let's do it again. So these are given out to pilgrims when they make their way here on a pilgrimage, right? St. Moritz is the patron saint of Tassine, Egyptian-born commander of a Roman legion who converted to Christianity, all martyred for their faith. Oh, that's the one where you got the hand as a relic. This dude, have I met him? I don't know if I have or not. Look, cats and dogs playing together. Crazy. Look at this bird with a ball, ping pong ball. Flying snake snail thing. Can't interact with it. All right, let's keep going. So, is that the smith we met from before? Does he just like come over here and build stuff every once in a while? Can we go in here? We can't go into the pig pen. We can walk in front of it and talk to Volkebert. Good day, Andres. That's all he has to say. Sheep. Abattoir? I don't know what that is. Maybe it's like a junior abbot. Who knows? Cemetery. All right, well, let's finally progress the story and go to the scriptorium. I bet this opens up and you end up in like an underground lair area. Old Bailey. And let's go in the first entrance to the scriptorium. And actually do some work, maybe? All right, so there's some people here. I imagine that's probably our workstation there. Just want to look around first before I start talking to people. All right, let's talk to this one. That's the youngest one. Guy. Good day, Andres. How's your morning going, brother Guy? It sounds like he's being condescending here. Brother Guy. It's fine. More contracts for the abbot. Which would you rather be making, contracts or manuscripts? Honestly, don't care, Andres. As long as the abbot is impressed, he could have me write the first chapter of Genesis until Judgment Day. Does the abbot's opinion mean that much to you? Excuse me real quick. Okay. The abbots and the priors both. You're lucky. When you're done with this, you're going home. I'm never going to see Burgundy again. Let's talk about Burgundy before we read the rest of this. Powerful former duchy of eastern France that became a province in 1477, known for its wine, art, monasteries, and courtly fashion. Look at this big old cat. Look at this cat. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Sorry. It's the X. I need to make the best of the next 40 years. 40 years? 40 years you come in here and just write, and then you go back to wherever you go. Lose my mind. Then I'll leave you to it. 40 years. Adoc. God bless you, Andres. How are you feeling today, Brother Adoc? All mill? I thought this was going to get corrected to something, but apparently it's something. All mill. All mill. That's easy. I am well. I'm well. I'm well. So he like took I am well and mixed it into like just 2 words. Well done, my son. It is early. I will give you a harder one later. I look forward to all of your anagrams, Brother Adoc. Anagram. Isn't an anagram where you jumble up the letters in a word to form new words? Literal nut. Ah, yes. Until then. Until then. L-I-T-T-E. No. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let's keep going. Let's talk to this dude. Piero. Don't hurt your neck, dude. Andreas, God bless you. So good to see you. Good morning, Brother Piero. Good to see you as well. I don't like this weather. My bones ache. It means a storm is coming. You know, I used to make fun of people who said things like that until I myself got old. And then I realized, yes, that's true. You can feel when a storm is coming. I guess the change in pressure. Big Jord Gertner says if you live here 10 or 15 years, you can smell storms coming. Brother Adoc has been here long enough that we can always smell him coming. Do not forget, Brother Guy, the fate of the youths who jeered at the aged prophet Elisha ousted outside of Bethel. Elisha? Outside of Bethel. Are you comparing yourself to a prophet, Brother Adoc? I am comparing you to an impudent youth who the Lord in his ineffable wisdom may choose to strike down. Look at that face. He's so pissed. Brother Guy, please show more respect to Brother Adoc. You're being mean-spirited. Calm yourself, Brother Adoc. You're too sensitive to Guy's jokes. Let's just let this play out. It's not our place to get in between this. Well, everyone seems quite lively. I suppose that means Prior Fenric is not overseeing us today. He was here, but then he heard Lorenz Rothvogel had arrived, and he hurried out to make a little mouse. If we click this, it should show the... Yeah, this dude. Did I just say a little mouse? He hurried out like a little mouse. Okay. Fenric is so desperate to impress the abbot and nobles like Rothvogel, it's pathetic. You feign kindness to Father Abbot and our prior only to speak about them like this behind their backs. It's shameful. Oh no. Baron Rothvogel, his manuscript. I just realized that he will want to see his manuscript. How silly of me. Of course that's why he's visiting. Perhaps if you were younger and faster, you wouldn't need to worry so much about patrons' visitors or visits. This guy's just an asshole, isn't he? Watch your mouth or I'll give you something to worry about. You know what? Since it says rapscallion, we're using it. What? Threatening a monk? What's wrong with you? Look how pissed we are. You're the one mocking old men. What's wrong with you? Anyway, what's the problem? The Baron is just one client. He has to wait like anyone else. Andres, Baron Rothvogel, is not like anyone else. He has powerful friends, including the Prince Bishop of Friesting, religious and secular ruler of the scattered territories in the Holy Roman Empire, including the lands containing Tassing and Kearsall Abbey. Prince Bishop. Kearsall's already out of favor. Father Abbot does not want to have to deal with more attention. So, Bishop, Prince. Prince, Bishop. That's what Luther was fighting against, right? Martin Luther? That one? Well, if Prior Fernick isn't here, I'm going to work on my masterpiece until he arrives. Let's see your masterpiece. You've been talking about this whole time. Oh, that's right. I need to reference the Indermauer manuscript. What is Indermauer? A prominent family of the Swiss Confederacy in Austria. Okay. Zedna? What do you want, Andres? A book. The Indermauer manuscript. The Book of Hours. A type of illuminated manuscript that contains an abbreviated form of the prayers for the divine office in addition to other religious texts. Most are relatively plain, but wealthy patrons often commission lavish examples with elaborate illustrations. Such as this elaborate lion here trying to lick this flower. Your hair looks messy today. Did you get enough sleep? What do you mean? I mean, did you sleep alone? Or, ooh, spill the tea, Andres. Why do you want to know? It would be nice to have something to think about during divine reading. Lectio Divina is the thoughtful reading and meditation on Scripture. Practice leads to prayer and contemplation. It is a daily part of life in the Benedictine communities. So she wants to think about one of two things. Either she wants to think about us banging someone, or she wants to think about the scandal involved with us banging someone. Have you considered the Lord? No, we're not religious. Can I just get the book? Ugh. It's all the way upstairs. Can't you get by without it? I'm sorry, but I really can't. I need to reference it for my work. Really? My feet hurt and the stairs are so steep. I'm just going to ask Illuminata to get it. Sister Illuminata! Andres needs help finding the book, and I don't know where it is. Andres? Sister Illuminata, I'd like to borrow the Indermauer manuscript, the Book of Hours. Yes, I overheard here. Please return it promptly. She heard that she was just going to go get it because she didn't feel like it. Oh, she already went and got it. She's on it. Okay. She's on it, doggone it. Uh-oh. What are you coming to say? Andres, may I see how your masterpiece is coming? Of course, your opinion is always welcome. Can we zoom in? All right, so we got a boar, another boar. People with sticks or goods upon their back. This guy has a spear, maybe? Lady. A snail. Another snail. Birds. Just one bird. No, there's one here. Scorpion, because, you know, why not? Throw a scorpion in there. That's a Sagittarius. So this is probably Scorpio and Sagittarius representing some type of phase of the heavenly bodies. And then just like the sun and some angels. Okay, I mean, I guess it could be a masterpiece. It's certainly better than I could do. There's a joyful spirit in your arrangement of the figures. The contrast of colors is also quite nice. Blue and yellow, yes. Rich and beautiful on their own, but not overpowering the scene. It doesn't feel right, and I don't know why. It's an excellent interpretation of someone else's work. That's what clients want. What do you mean it's all my work? No, it's not all your work because you're referring to that manuscript, so that would be wrong. It's what clients want. What do you want? Ooh, in green. Wonder what these colors are meaning. Like before it was referencing God and just like with the Bible, anytime Jesus speaks in the Bible, it's written in red text. But I almost feel there's something else to these colors. Do they represent those elements, the primordial elements that we saw in that cipher and that we also see in our occult icon? I'm curious. So you would be green, which in this case would refer to Earth, which makes sense. And what other color did we see? We saw red for God. I don't remember what red was. Fire? Maybe I'm looking for connections where there are none. I didn't know there was room for me in here. That doesn't concern me. I wanted to do a good job. I want my clients to be satisfied. I didn't know there was room for me in here. It is inescapable. We all put ourselves into our work, whether we realize it or not. What does this painting represent? It's November. In November, we show peasants leading the pigs into the forest to forage on acorns before the slaughter. That's what we're doing? Oh, okay. Andreas, the peasants here are no longer allowed to forage acorns in the forest. Many great lords and abbots across the empire have forbidden it, even Father Gournot. Why was this forbidden? What difference does it make? This is the way November is painted. But it is not the way November is. Is blue. Blue is water. Art is illusion storytelling, but in their most sublime form, these images illuminate a path to truth. It's most important to me that my clients are happy. They won't pay me for truth. Yes, but with God's grace, this book of ours will outlive us all. What will it say to those who see it in a future generation, centuries beyond our comprehension? Some will gaze deep into your lines and paint to seek a deeper meaning. What will they find? But you need not listen to my opinions. They're just the thoughts of one old monk. There is no place for the monastic scriptoria anymore. In truth, or not monastic. In truth, this room is a place out of time. Ooh. You know what? We could ask why that's the case, but I'm more interested into how he feels about it. Does that make you sad? I admit I'm still fond of the old styles of lettering and illumination, but even in my youth, I knew it could not last. The creation of books of art is no longer the province of monasteries, so be it. More people will be able to write, more will be able to read, and in so doing, brought to the truth. Okay, so are you referring to that there'll just be more scripture and, well, once again, dogma, religious dogma out there that will bring people to the truth? Are you insinuating that what we're writing is not bringing them to the actual truth and you're referring to a different truth? Don't you think there's a danger in anyone being able to write? Anyone being able to read anything? I think there will always be a place for artists like you and Brother Adok. So no, I don't think there's a danger in people having access to information. That's why I love the internet so much and love the ability for myself to, create a channel on YouTube with my own content. That's not something that would be available maybe even 15, 20 years ago. I don't know how long YouTube's been around. I think there will always be a place for artists like you and Brother Adok. But not Guy. and Brother Guy. You know what? Let's throw him a bone. We did threaten to punch him. It's kind of you to say so, Andres, but you need not be concerned for me. I've lived a long life and am happy to have served the Lord. Okay, so he is full-on devout. When he calls for me, I am ready. Okay, so, whoa. I wish I could see that clock more. Ah, where has the time gone? It is already terce. Monastic hour corresponding to 9 a.m. It's just 9 a.m.? One of the little hours of prayer. Terce precedes Mass and the chapter meeting. Too much talk. I must ask forgiveness for not honoring the rule. What is the rule? The rule of Saint Benedict of Nursia is a book of instructions for monks living together under the guidance of an abbot. Written in the 6th century, the rule provides the principles for living a monastic life. Till later, Andres. Until later. So I don't go pray because my character's not religious. I likes it. Oh, he didn't see us. Because we bent over. Illuminata, what's going on in here? I'll come to you in a second. I gotta read this book. Oh, it won't let me interact with it. Okay, somebody's passing messages via code. Andreas, what was that noise? Oh, I'm sorry, Sister Illuminata. I knocked a bowl of paint onto the floor. But then Prior Frederick came here and wrote one of his books, slammed it closed, and left. Farenick, I gotta say this right. He is the prior. We went to his house. He's also mean to the cook guy. He was in such a hurry, I don't even think he noticed me. He was slamming books shut? Prior Farenick? Should know better than that. Some of these manuscripts are quite delicate. He seemed to be in a great hurry. I think he is on edge since Baron Rothvogel arrived early, which is why books should not be taken out of the library unless it is necessary for divine reading or work in the scriptorium. Are you still mad at me for borrowing the Chronica Clara? What is the Chronica? If I click this, will it choose this answer, or will it take me to what this is? A few more books I've been wanting to borrow. Let's try to click this and get... There we go. Divine Reading, Scriptorium. All right. The Clear Chronicle. It's a history of the universe from creation to 1082, written by the Irish monk Mauranius Scotus. Yeah, we're going to read that. No, anger is not an appropriate response for a nun. But the fact remains that you tricked me into giving you a book for no valid reason. Not valid? Is it not valid to want to see the work of one of the great Irish scribes? You sound angry. You should not interpret my disappointment as anger. You should also understand where it is directed. It is ultimately my fault, but it's my responsibility to be more vigilant about what books you can take from the library. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait, what's with all this fuss about Lorenz Rothvogel? Why is Prior Fenric so nervous? Farenick. So I can't say that name easily. Farenick. Lorenz, I didn't know you were familiar enough with the man to use his Christian name. Anyway, I haven't dealt with him personally, but the prior and father abbot have. I only know that he's purchased a number of our most valuable manuscripts over the years. And he's paid enough to help the abbey when we needed it. Like what? What did he buy? Can't remember. You know, I have my own responsibilities to attend to. How about this, Andres? If you help me recover some missing books, I'll tell you what I know about the Baron. Well, I was hoping to work on my masterpiece, but I suppose I could help. No, we're going to sound helpful because we want to get information from her. Of course, I'll help you in any way I can. This will be remembered. Thank you, it's for the good of the Abbey. Where should I begin? Out there, where you and your cohort have carelessly strewn books around the scriptorium. I'll tell you what books I'm looking for, find them, and return them to me. The first book is the 2 volumes of the Aeneid, poetic epic telling the legend of Aeneas, a heroic Trojan who struggles to reconcile his personal desires with his destiny to found Rome. It was written in the 1st century BC by the Roman poet Virgil. Reddish covers, 14 inches by 10 inches, 3 inches thick. Innsbruck inches or Nuremberg inches? Oh, I know the ones. They're among Piero's favorites. He keeps them by my desk. They are not his to keep. These. Oh, let's look at this. There's a fair amount of wear on these. I hope you don't mind. All right, what is going on here? This lady saw this lady and this dude getting it on by the water. And in this scene, we see this dude being hauled away by whoever this is. And then she stabbed herself in the chest and set herself on fire. And he's not too happy about it. I don't know. Those volumes were old even when Piero started to make the copies. How long ago was that? 3 years. The Aeneid is not one of my favorite stories, but I understand why it appeals to Piero. Oh, what is... She's in here. Aeneas chose his duty to the gods over his lover Dido. So that's Dido. So are you Hermes? You have the little, like, wing things. Or Nike. One of the two, right? Do you think Aeneas' sense of duty appeals to Piero? We all have our vocations, but Piero takes his more seriously than most of the others in this abbey. You clearly take your chosen vocation seriously. Andreas, I didn't have a choice in my vocation. Few women do. Is it really that bad? No, we aren't a bigot. Rapscallion? Yes. Occultist? Yes. Logistician? That's not right. That's logistics. A logical fellow? Yes. But we're not going to think it's really that bad. We're going to say, you're right, of course. I appreciate that you understand how limited our roles and our choices truly are. Are you coming over here? You are, indeed. Even in stories, we are maidens to be rescued and wed. Cruel seducers of men are wizened crones. Like Dido, we ordinary women are merely tools in the tale of men. We can never be the protagonists of our own stories. Tell that to Ridley Scott when he directed Alien. No woman is exempt from that, from the empress to a nun. It is our lot. I suppose I understand now why you're not fond of the Aeneid. Aeneid. I cannot talk. I'm sorry. It's fine poetry for men. Now the books, if you please. I love that storytelling they did just there by throwing their own characters into the book. Pretty cool. Good way to do that. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my content, please consider a like, a comment, and or subscribe. Stay tuned for the next episode. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.